Okay, hello everybody to our next SEL lesson today, or our next recorded SEL, I should say. Today we are reading a story I found on Get Epic called The Dot. If you have Epic, you can go on and you can read this yourself as many times as you want, but I figured I'd read it to us today. I really enjoyed this story, and the reason I'm picking it is because I think in quarantine and in our current situation, it can be a little difficult to make things and to feel creative, especially if you don't feel like you're maybe the best drawer, or the best writer, or the best dancer. Mr. Alex definitely feels like he's not the best dancer, but that doesn't mean I don't dance. And a story like this actually inspires me to try things that maybe I'm not the best at and to just get started with them. So, I maybe I can say a few more words about that after we finish this story, and maybe you can talk to the people in your life about this story once we finish it as well. But why don't we just get started? And I think you'll understand what I mean. So, this story is called The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds. Dedicated to Mr. Matson, my seventh grade math teacher, who dared me to make my mark. The Dot. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. I apologize if I mess up the pronunciation here. I believe it's either Vashti or Vashti. Let's say Vashti. I like Vashti. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. There she is. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm, she said. Very funny, said Vashti. I just can't draw. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good strong jab. There! She's pretty upset, right? She just jabbed the paper. Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. Hmm. She pushed the paper towards Vashti and quietly said, now sign it. Vashti thought for a moment. Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. There's Vashti signing her name there. It's just a dot. It's just a dot. The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn. Her dot, all framed in swirly gold. Beautiful frame, right? And there's her dot right in the middle there. Their name right there. Hmm, I can make a better dot than that. She opened her never before used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted. A red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow. She discovered that she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting. Lots of little dots and many colors. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. This is amazing, right? How did she get that? That's incredible. So all the colors, all the dots surrounding this dot. She's now really thinking outside the box, right? What are all the different ways to make dots? Oh, look at this. Look at this exhibit of dots. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Look at it. These are two walls devoted to all of her dots, all of her creations. And she just started by making that one dot. And here are two sculpture dots. My gosh, did she make those? That's incredible. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw, he said. I bet you can, said Vashti. Me? No, not me. I can't draw with a straight line with a ruler. Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. Show me. The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. I think his tongue stuck in there a little bit there. He's really trying to focus and draw that straight line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle. And then she said, what do you think she's going to say? Please sign it. The end. So, what do you think? What do you think the point of this story is? Why do you think the teacher has Vashti sign her story? And why do you think uh, Vashti has the little boy? Not story, so excuse me. Why do you think the teacher has Vashti sign her dot? And why do you think Vashti has the little boy sign his squiggle? It it can be it can feel like a lot of pressure when we want to create something to make it perfect right away, right? Uh, and if we make them, we either want it to be perfect or we don't want there to be any mistakes. And when anyone says that there's a mistake, it kind of feels like a failure, right? Kind of feels like a failure, and we'd rather we hadn't tried at all. But but getting started is a success in and of itself, and finishing is a success, even if it's as small as Vashti's first dot here, or as big as this one, as complicated as that one. Creating something is its own kind of success, right? And expressing yourself is its own kind of success. It doesn't have to be from drawing. It doesn't have to be painting. It can be writing. It can be trying on homework. If you're saying, I just can't do this math. I just can't do this math. Maybe it's okay, well, just do one problem. And then maybe the next day you're like, I can do more than one problem. And you do two. And it's like, well, I know I can do more than two problems. And then you do four or five or 10, right? We're all capable of, and this is how I take this story, we're all capable of making this dot, right? In anything. We're all capable of doing just a dot. And as we can see, if we're all capable of doing a dot, we're capable of doing a bigger dot and a bigger dot and more dots and more complicated dots. Because if we did one, we can do more. And we're all capable of doing a big dot and a big white dot and a big complicated dot with a lot of colors and a sculpture. We're all capable of that, even if we don't feel like it right now. We're all capable of making something beautiful. And uh, we all and I yeah. I don't know. I don't have much more else to say about that. I would love for you to share this story with the people in your household, see what they think about it. And maybe you can try doing what Vashti does. If you want to do it with drawing, that would make sense. That would be easy. You can do it with writing, you can do it with your homework, do it with any sort of a dance, just do one little dance move and then add another dance move. Um, or you can literally just do it with dots. Uh, and if you're so inclined, I would love to see some of those during our lunch bunch or SEL sessions and just see what are the things that you've been making at home. I'm always excited to see the things that you're all making at home, that you're all working on, what projects you're working on. Okay. All right. Well, I've been talking for several minutes. I hope you have a great day. I hope this story affected you just as much as it affected me. It's on Epic. So if you ever want to go back and read it, you absolutely can. All right. Have a terrific day, everybody.